Hey everyone, how's it going? How are you? Okay, I want to get right into the meat and the potatoes of this. So I have some things that I want to share with you, and the first thing that I want to tell you is stop believing this lie that you don't have a procrastination or perfectionism problem, because you don't. It's not about procrastination and perfectionism. Those are invisible barriers. And as I am coaching people, entrepreneurs like you, I keep hearing the same bullshit excuse over and over and over again. Procrastination and perfectionism are invisible barriers, because what you really have is a problem with confidence and mindset. So let's talk about it. We're going to dive in a little deep. I'm going to give you some pointers and some tips on how you can increase and improve your mindset and your confidence in your business. So if we have not met yet, my name is Elaine Terso. I'm a launch strategist and a business coach, and my company is the Insourcent Marketing Agency under Elaine Terso LLC. Okay, so the first thing that I want to tell you, one of my favorite quotes is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. So I have a story for you. Have you ever told someone that you weren't good at something before you even tried? So last month, was it last month? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. Last month, my mom and I went to a baby shower, and they were setting up a cornhole tournament, right? And nobody was really signing up. So they started walking around and asking everyone if they would like to sign up. They come to my mom and I've never really played cornhole, but my mom immediately says, I'm not good at that. And I was like, how do you know? You've never even tried it. So I kind of pressured her into doing it. And guess what happened? She was good at it. Her team was amazing. And they made it through quite the tournament, through the whatever you call it, the bracket. And she was good at it. And then she comes back and she's smiling and beaming with confidence. And so what I really want to encourage you is to stop saying that you're not good at things. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple mindset shifting tricks. Okay, first one. What got you here won't get you there. Okay, you have to make decisions based on where you want to be instead of where you currently are. So if you could imagine climbing up a big set of stairs, and each level of stairs is going to present you with a new set of challenges. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, new level, new devil. But as you're climbing those stairs of your business, if you were to think of your business as levels and as big giant stairs, you're going to have to figure out, what do I need to learn? Who do I need to hire? What do I need to get help with in order to get up to that next level? Because what got you to this level is not going to get you to this level. And you have to make decisions based on getting to that next level, not where you currently are. So that is like a huge shift that I went through, was that I had to make decisions based on where I wanted to be instead of where I currently was. And once I started doing that, everything started shifting for me. And you can do the same thing. So the second mindset shift trick that I want to share with you is that you can actually improve your confidence by doing the things that you are good at. And what I mean by that is, when you spend countless hours designing a graphic in Canva and you say, I suck at doing that, it took me 3 hours, how do you do something in 30 minutes? I'm going to tell you right now, you are living out of alignment. Your business is out of alignment. Why are you focusing and doing things and doing activities that you're not good at, especially when it's something that you could easily delegate to someone else who that's their zone of genius? It takes them 30 minutes. It's going to take you 3 hours, right? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know why we feel as entrepreneurs that we have to do all the things, because we tell ourselves, I can't afford that. I don't know who to ask for help. No, I don't trust anyone. I know how that feels, because I've been there. I was you. But I really want you to think about if you could delegate the things in your business that are not your zone of genius, and then you could replace that time with income producing activities that will help you pay for that person. Like, you could focus solely on income producing activities and allow someone else to do the things that don't generate income in your business. They're just the behind the scenes crap that has to get done. Okay, so really think about that. Number 3, I'm going to say this multiple times because you're going to need to hear it multiple times and it might sting a little. You are both your problem and your solution. I'm going to say it again. You are both your problem and your solution. Your belief and your mindset will 100% impact the success of your business. And you have to choose, this is a choice, to get out of your own damn way in order to make things happen. It's 100% you, no one else. If your beliefs and your abilities are not in alignment, you are going to sabotage your own success. So how do we do that? The first thing we have to do is we have to take imperfect action, because done is better than perfect. Your greatest weakness in your business is your lack of self-confidence. Your greatest weakness is your lack of self-confidence. And when you lack confidence, you spend more time thinking and worrying about what other people are doing than focusing on your own potential and your own abilities. This, when you start focusing on what other people are doing, it robs you of the positive energy that you need to fuel your goals and reach your objectives. Your greatest weakness is your lack of self-confidence. And I'm going to tell you that I have witnessed this firsthand. I'm going to tell you another story. I hope you guys like stories. Okay, so back when COVID first started, I had a client who wanted to launch a new business. And I was like, great, we did the research. I built her a beautiful website. We got all the behind the scenes work done. Great, perfect. It was time to launch. And guess what? She was frozen with fear. Her mindset and her beliefs and her abilities were not in alignment. She was coming up against perfectionism, rejection, and the fear of judgment from other people kept her from following her dream. And she wound up deciding to just get a job instead. And that broke my heart. It really did. It broke my heart. And so I'm going to give you a couple of confidence building tips, because one of the things that I realized while helping her was that I really needed to make sure that my clients, that we were working on mindset just as much as we were working on business and strategy. And from her working with her, that experience helped me make those shifts in my own business to really make sure that my clients were getting the best out of me, right? So we did a lot of mindset and now business strategy. So the thing that I want to share with you, number 1, is that inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. And if you want to conquer fear, you cannot sit at home and think about it. You actually have to go out and get busy. And I'm going to tell you, action cures fear. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action cures fear, which means you just have to go do it, even if it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Take perfect off the table. It does not exist. Okay, number 2, get really clear on your goals. I like to start with the end in mind. I like to know where I'm going to go, because then I can engineer my strategy on how I'm going to get there. But I start backwards. I start with the end in mind, because if I'm like, okay, I have a deadline of 6 weeks. Okay, 6 weeks. And then what do I have to do in order to be ready by 6 weeks? Well, this has to get done. So it allows me to just start. I start at the end and I work my way back. And then I work well under pressure. And so, but having those daily or weekly deadline goals allows me to make sure that I'm in alignment with the end result. Okay, so get really super clear on your goals. And then let's talk about fear. So number 3 is, have you ever heard the acronym FEAR as false evidence appearing real? Well, I learned about face everything and rise. And so kind of flipping fear from false evidence appearing real to face everything and rise allows me to put it in a perspective where I am choosing to do hard things anyways. And what if I got uncomfortable on purpose? And what if I did that with intention? What if I stood in front of fear and I did it anyways, right? Even though I have a lot of people tell me I have a super positive energy and stuff like that, I still get nervous with doing Facebook Lives like I'm doing right now, right? It still makes me a little nervous. But I put on my lipstick and I said, I'm just going to do it. I did it anyways. Am I doing it perfectly? No. Am I stumbling over my words? Of course. Why? Because I'm human and I'm not perfect, right? We're not. So take that off the table. So one of the biggest things that I can tell people is that confronting fear, you have to be ready for it. There is a huge amount of fear when it comes to taking risks. And I know the most like common things that people tell me is, well, what if it doesn't work out? What if I invest money in a program or something and it was a waste of time or it was a waste of money? I can't get that back. So it keeps us in that place of stuck because we have a fear that it's not going to work. What if it doesn't work? Because what if it means I'm not smart? What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if people judge me? What are people going to say? Blah, 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 blah. All the bullshit that's living inside of our heads. And I want to tell you that in order to get through this, I'm going to give you this last piece of advice. In order to enjoy rewards of our business and the fruits of our labor, we have to embrace new risk. So embrace new risk, enjoy new rewards, because the three enemies of business are safety, certainty, and security. And your current rules are creating your current results. I'm going to say that again. Your current rules are creating your current results. So remember when we talked about you are the problem and the solution and you have to be willing to do something different, this is that moment. Your current rules are creating your current results. And when you say, I want to have a successful business, and you're really specific and you say, I want to have 30 clients and I want to make $1 million and I want to blah, blah, blah. I want my spouse to be able to quit their job, etc. I'm going to tell you this right now. When you get clear on your goals, guess what's going to happen? Your life's experience is going to present you with opportunities that you're going to have to decide to stay comfortable in your safety zone or get uncomfortable. Because breakthroughs require breaking the rules, which means you can no longer adopt it's business as usual mindset, because it's not. If you're wanting to actually get your business to the next level, you have to break the rules. You have to break your rules. You have to break your rules, which means now you have to ask yourself, what are my rules? What does that mean? Your rules could be around money. I don't spend money unless I have money. I don't know. There's so many different ones out there. I'm not going to spend time trying to think about it because I want to get to my point, which is being comfortable and being uncomfortable. So a couple of years ago, I went on a retreat with my friend Fidel, and I couldn't really actually afford to go, but I knew that I needed the break, and I knew that I needed to get my mindset in a different place because I was not in a good place in my business. I was still doing photography and I just wasn't really in love with it anymore. And I kept I was going through all the sciatica crap, and I just was not in a place where I really felt like I was in love with what I did anymore. And so I decided I just was going to pull out a credit card and I would just figure it out later. So I went, and I honestly was looking for permission to quit. I was looking for someone telling me that it was okay to let my photography business go, but that's not what he did. Instead, he challenged me to raise my prices. And he challenged me to walk around the room and tell people that I charged $50,000. And all honesty, that made me want to barf, because I was so incredibly uncomfortable with that, because I didn't believe that my services were worthy of such a high price tag. I had already struggled with people thinking that I was expensive. That's still, like, the word expensive and cheap are still like trigger words for me, which is really interesting how 10 years of being a photographer really helped me. Like, I didn't want to be associated with cheap, but why was I associating the word expensive as a negative? Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's a perception. It doesn't have the same meaning for everyone, right? So I have a new coach. I have multiple coaches, and one of my new coaches, Chad Thibodeau, told me it's easier to sell a $25,000 program than a $250 program. And in all honesty, had I found the courage to charge $50,000 for my services, do you know what I could have done? I could have limited how many photo shoots I wanted to do, and then really begin on focusing. What I really wanted to do was help other entrepreneurs with their businesses. But I didn't do that because I was scared. I did raise my prices, but not to $50,000. I was still like, nobody's going to pay that here. That was my belief. Nobody is going to pay $50,000 for photography services, but they do all over the world. They do. But no, I did not believe that I was worthy of that. And it wasn't until recently that I had this epiphany around this story of charging an enormous amount of money. It was because I didn't feel that I was worthy. And I felt like, what if they're disappointed? What if they spend $50,000 and they're like, that was not worth it? Biggest fear. Okay. So doing my own work has really allowed me. I love to pass along what I've learned. When I figure something out in myself, that's when I'm like, now I need to help other people do that, because it's just how I operate. And so the other thing that I think is really funny is that, I don't know if this is true for you, but it's really so much easier to help other people with their business than it is for me to help my own business, which is why, like I mentioned, I have multiple business coaches, because I am a firm believer that every business owner needs a coach. And had I had a business coach when I started my photography business, which has now been, oh my gosh. So I retired at 10 years of doing it for 10 years. And I've been retired almost for, this October will be 1 year. No, 2 years. Holy crap, 2 years that I have been retired from photography in October. And I've learned so much from having a coach, and I'm going to tell you a couple of those quick lessons that I've learned so far. So the first one was that if you want to grow your business, you must take risks at new levels and have someone hold you accountable. Because when we get unmotivated, we fall back into the old habits that don't serve us. And that is something that I'm really passionate about helping other people with, is to staying accountable. If you say you're going to do something, guess what happens? I'm going to check in on you, not to be mean, but to say, how is that going? What can I do to support you? Are you struggling? Do you need help? Let's figure that out, right? Because I don't want you to go back into old habits, which is where you were before we started working together. And that was not working, which is why people are like, I need help. This is not working. So number 2, every problem is a gift. Every problem is a gift, because without problems, we would not grow. And I want you to ask, like, when you are presented with a challenge, is this problem a wall or a hurdle? And if it's a wall, you'll know you're out of alignment. And if it's a hurdle, it's a learning opportunity. So right now, one of my clients she is being put through the ringer. She is trying so hard to open up a daycare in Idaho, and all of the agencies, the state and the city and this and that, and all of these places are making it, she feels like they just keep putting more hurdles in front of her. And she's like, just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do. And nobody's like, we don't really know. You have to ask these people. And these people are like, well, you have to ask these people. And she goes to those people and they can't help her either. So she's just having this like, I can tell she just really wants to break down. But out of all of this is going to be a gift. And with that gift, she will be able to help others. She's going to be paving the way for other people to follow her suit because she's doing something that hasn't really been done before in her area. So number 3, this is also kind of applies to her, which is a goal should scare you a little, but excite you a lot. And the rule of thumb is that if your goal doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. But it can't be so big that it puts you into a complete place of fear. Like excitement, being excited about it is what's going to carry you through. Being fearful of it is going to keep you in that place of constant state of hustle. I'm just going to hustle. It's going to make it look like I'm doing work, but I'm really not because I'm scared. So it should scare you a little, but excite you a lot. Okay. So the one thing that I want to tell you is that the energy that it takes to keep going is 1/1,000,000th of the energy it takes to start over. And so many times I see people think that, well, shit, I should just start all over because whatever I'm doing is not working. But the energy to start over is so much more. It's so much more energy to start over than it is to just keep going. And sometimes we get stuck in our insecurities and they make us feel like we're not good enough and that we're never going to get our offer launched. We're never going to get our book published. We're never going to get people to sign up for our course or whatever, that you're never going to be able to provide the transformation to the people that you want to reach. So I created this whole thing I created a system and it's called the Speedy Launch Accelerator. And what I do is I help entrepreneurs just like you who are struggling with perfectionism and procrastination to get shit done and get your offer launched in as little as 14 days. And we do this by having 2 very intensive strategy calls where we take your big idea and we create the specific steps that are needed in order to get it launched so that you can start making 1, an impact, and 2, income. And you'll have me in your corner motivating you and holding you accountable. And I'll even be there to teach you on how to navigate through the tech stuff that you most likely don't enjoy doing, right? I'll be there to help you through it. So how many of you watching this training would finally like to get your offer launched so that you could start making an impact and making an income? Raise your hands. How many of you would like someone to help you because you know that you just can't seem to get it done? It's been sitting there for a really long time and you're just so worried about it not being perfect that you don't take any action at all, or the action that you're taking is actually not getting you any further because you're stuck and paralyzed in analysis paralysis or imposter syndrome or all of the things. But if you could have someone help you through it, wouldn't that actually help you get there? Isn't that what you really want? Do you think that you'll be able to do it alone? Should you? Are you supposed to do this alone? Absolutely not. So here's what I would like for you to do. If you were tired of taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back in your business, I want to offer you a complimentary get shit done phone call. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is not for everyone. This is not for the faint of heart. Because if you get on a call and you fill me with excuses of why you just can't do it or how you're so busy and you want to just want to continue to make a bunch of bullshit excuses, do us both a favor and don't get on a call with me, because you have to get out of your own damn way. You are both the problem and the solution. It's not me. I'm here to help you through it, but you have to get over your own damn excuses. You have to be the one to decide that you're going to get out of your own damn way. It's a choice. You have to choose that. I can't choose that for you. Like I said, mentioned earlier, I can do all the behind the scenes work for people, but they still have to have the courage and the desire to want to get the results and actually do the thing, right? Because otherwise I do it all for nothing. And then what? Then what are you going to do? Then it is a waste of time and energy and money because you're too scared. So if you're ready to crush procrastination and perfectionism, get your mindset in the right place because you want to get your offer launched, then run, do not walk, and to book this call with me because I can help you get your offer launched in as little as 14 days. And I will even give you a step-by-step blueprint on how to get it all implemented. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Like I mentioned, I was nervous, but here I am doing scary things anyways, which means you can do it too. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. My calendar link is here in the description. Book a Get Shit Done call with me, and let's figure out how we can help you turn your big idea. Let's get your big idea implemented. It's time to get shit done, right? All right. See you guys later. Have a super great day.